So where am I with the MGF project? Well, I've decided to take the milling machine apart because it's taken too long to make it everything manually, so all the parts manually. So I've decided to make it a CNC machine. So as you can see here, if I don't drop it on the foot, so I've decided to take it apart. I've got all the base of it in the house, and I'm just transferring it over to CAD so that I can design all the CNC elements on it as well. From that, I'm going to use ODrive system, something that James Bruton uses quite a lot if you watch his channel as well. And these will drive the X and the Y axis initially, so I can machine the parts out a lot quicker. So I can either run it from G-code, or I'll set it up in an Arduino to run a specific pattern on each part, so I can actually cut them out and just press go effectively. So once this is CNC and that's successfully working with the X and Y, I'm looking to upgrade the motor on it as well for a brushless motor, so that it'll all be brushless motors. So for a brushless motor there, and a brushless motor at the front here as well, to drive the head up and down as well, the Z-axis. I might drive the back one, but there's an issue when you release this, that all drops forward. So to drive this back one, this could actually jump up and down. I might be able to adjust it slightly so it's a bit tighter, but we'll see how we get on with that. So yeah, so the base is going to be CNC initially, and I'll be manually moving this down. So I'll manually be stepping it down as it's running through the CNC program. So that's where I'm at with that. The idea on this, so the idea on this is that it will speed up the process. It's taking me about 6 hours to do each individual part, and there is over 100 parts to make for this MGF. So if I can make this CNC, it's actually going to speed up the process and get the vehicle done quicker, and the power unit for the MGF done a lot quicker. So what I'm going to do is show you how I do the CAD element to this, and what I've designed on this as well. Another thing that I'll do is I'll make the CAD element in a number of parts and put all them videos out there. So if you're interested in how the thought process that I go through to design something on CAD, I'll put that up on there and you can step through that. So if you haven't yet already, please hit subscribe and the like button, and please check out my Patreon page, as I'd like to make a lot more educational content for YouTube. And again, thank you for watching. So why have I decided to go for brushless DC motors as opposed to stepper motors for converting my milling machine? Normally you would go for a stepper motor and stepper motor drivers to drive the milling machine because of step and direction and their simplicity and their control. Although with stepper motors, as the speed increases, the torque reduces, whereas brushless DC motors, this doesn't happen. Also, what I've decided to go for is a drive reduction of 4:1. So as this rotates 4 times, this will only rotate once. And with these devices, because this is acting as a servo controller, on the back of the motors is this AMT102 rotary encoder. That rotary encoder puts out 8,192 pulses per revolution. So it's a very accurate system. And also comes along with a lot of torque across the RPM range. So these motors will generate something like 1800 watts, but I'm not going to look at anywhere near that. I'm going to be looking at running this at 12 volts from a battery that's charged by a solar panel. So not only will the MGF be more environmentally friendly, but so will the manufacturing process. So I may even be able to make some of the parts using just pure solar energy. So now I need to transfer this to the CAD package.
And don't worry, I won't bore you to tears by talking all the way through this one. But if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll see if I can get back to you. So now I've got the machine in CAD, I've designed the X and the Y drive units. So I'll just show you the parts I've got so far, so you've got an idea of what this is going to look like. So I've got a mounting plate that goes on the X-axis, so you should get a full range of travel there, up to this block here. Then you've got a washer, 24 tooth pulley, a block that holds the bearing in that's screwed in from underneath. So it's got a couple of screw holes going through this block to hold that on, so that'll hold the bearing in. Then the tray at the bottom to protect it all, to stop the swarf getting in. Back block, the bearing itself that fits in there. A washer. That washer is slightly off centre because now I've got the belt for the drive and measuring it up with the pulleys are actually closer together. So I've just got to update this design so this bearing moves closer to the larger pulley. Then you've got the smaller pulley, which is the 12 tooth, so it's the 24 and the 12 tooth. The belt itself, the smaller pulley that's on the front of the motor. The larger pulley that will have an 8mm rod going through, connecting the two bearings. The belt for that as well. These will have, both of these pulleys will have a keyway in them and a keyway in the intermediate shaft there. What was next? Some washers, the motor itself, the bearing, again that's offset but I'll adjust that once I update the design. The bearing block that holds the bearings in. The mid block and the motor mount, so the motor mount's on there as well. So you've got the 4 holes in there to mount the motor in. The front block, so these are 20mm and these are 10mm, and this one's just coming at the back. The 2 screw holes there are for the rotary encoder and they're slightly larger, so I can actually move the rotary encoder around and set it up so it's dead center on the motor's rear shaft. And the side block, and then the perspex cover on the top so you can actually see it all working. So now that's on there, you should be able to see the amount of travel that this has got. What I was going to do is create another one of these for the front of here, so it bolts on exactly the same as that on there. But I quickly realised that if I bolt that on there, the only movement I'll get is to that point where it will butt up against this. So I'd actually lose all of this travel. So I need the pulleys to move inside this valley here. So for the front one, so the belt will be in this configuration, so it actually sits inside this V. So I'll have the full range of motions into the block. And that's as far as I've got at the moment. So I guess I'll get back to finishing off the design and then making all the parts. Thank you.